Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Social Real Podcast. I am Aaron, and joined today by my co-host, producer, and best friend Scott.
I've been upgraded. I've been upgraded by default.
You have been upgraded by default. What the fuck is the Social Reel, Aaron? What is this? You're missing a whole person. What's going on? Well, I'm here to answer that today. A lot of accountability on this episode. This is our first episode. We're going to keep this going. I'll explain it all in a minute. We have some movies to talk about. This is just the first episode. I'm going to go over everything with y'all. This is the only episode I'm going to do it in. We're not going to spend years talking about this or anything like that. This is not what this was made for. The only reason I'm even doing this is because I have gotten so many questions on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. I know you guys liked I'll Watch It Later. I get it. I wish we were still doing I'll Watch It Later, but we're not. We're doing the Social Reel. I'll explain what the Social Reel is in about 10 minutes when I finish this rant. It's not going to be a rant, but we'll get to that. Okay. I'm always going to want to do content. I'm always going to want to make a show. Uh, I I'm just going to start at the beginning. The only thing I'm going to talk about are facts. I'm not going to insert any opinion into this. Maybe at the end I'll say a couple things, but this is just going to be factually based. This is just what I know. I don't know anything else. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I just want the facts out there, and then you can take those facts and you can process them however you like. Whatever. But this is the factual thing. This is what happened. This is where the I'll Watch It Later went. And let's just get into that real fast. I have serious mental illness, and that is not a joke. We're going to actually talk to some of my friends about that, but we'll get into that later.
Let's just say we have some ups and downs.
We do.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends who I've known for a very long time who, when I told them what happened, they understood because they know me. And does that make it okay? Absolutely not. I am bipolar. I go through things. What happened between myself and Jordan and I'll Watch It Later podcast was I was letting things from my past bother me. We had gone to Creed that week. We were going to see Beetlejuice on Saturday. Beetlejuice. And there's other things that I'm not going to get into. I'll never get into on the show that were really bugging me uh, in my own personal life. The things that were bugging me on my friends' end, I should have talked to them about it. I did not. I did not reach out. I just let it bottle up. So the story goes is that we went to see Beetlejuice. I made what was I thought an innocent comment about holding Jordan's hand, walking into Beetlejuice. He must have heard something else. He called me an asshole. I saw a bunch of people looking at me, and I kind of lost it. I left. I just left the situation. That was the smartest thing I could do in that moment because I didn't want to do what I did. So I came home and I went to sleep. I immediately went to sleep. And when you go through these bipolar episodes, when you feel like I do still, you sleep a lot. You're constantly tired, stuff like that. Whatever. The next morning, I woke up, and instead of reaching out, instead of apologizing, instead of doing any of the 145 million things I could have done, I decided to burn everything to the ground because I am narcissistic. I wanted to hurt somebody. And I did. I wound up hurting Jordan, whom I love. I wound up hurting Scott, who I love. Uh, I I did not immediately think it was wrong. I was like, man, fuck these guys. They don't care. Blah blah blah. Uh, and I moved on. I moved on. And about 2 days later, I realized what I had done wrong. I destroyed something that wasn't mine to destroy.
Do you realize what you've done?
Yeah. I destroyed a I destroyed a piece of art that all of us created. I destroyed like I said, something that wasn't mine to destroy. That it was completely wrong. It was completely selfish. It was not okay for me to destroy these things. Um, I am going to say this. I have reached out to Jordan. I've reached out 5 times. Uh, I've sent 5 emails. He has not responded to these emails. He oh, what?
No, I'm just trying to keep shaking the table.
Oh, sorry. Uh,
Just doing producing stuff over here.
That's fine. That's fine. There is a private chat. You could just, So,
You're in your mode. I want to I just want to make sure you continue that mode.
No, I have reached out to Jordan 5 times. Jordan, you have terrible friends. I know you've seen the emails, but that's fine. That's your prerogative not to answer me. I don't care. I love you, man. I don't care that you don't answer me. I mean, I do. It affects me gravely, but that's your choice, and I can't make you answer me, and I get that. I'm hoping, time heals all wounds. You can kind of look back and see like all the stuff that I did do for us, did do for the show, and stuff like that, and we can have you come in here and we can keep doing. I'll watch it later or whatever. Social Real will stay because Social Real is a different type of podcast, and we'll go through that in a little bit. But I'd love to have the third. I'd love to have the third chair back. I miss him. I did listen to It's Eric Nagel. Go over there and support Jordan. I got kind of upset when I heard that you wanted to beat me to the punch for I'll watch it later, bro. You can have I'll watch it later. I support Jordan is not my enemy. I think that's the biggest thing. Is a lot of people are like, oh well, blah blah blah, and it's like Jordan's not my enemy. He was not my enemy, and he's not going to be my enemy. What I did was really wrong. I apologize to you, Scott. I apologize to him. That doesn't make it okay. I even wrote to Buzzsprout. I can show you the emails where I said, I have a mental illness. I destroyed this. I don't want all the shows back, but could you at least give me the feedback? And they told me to go pound sand. I've
They were like, listen, buddy, you fucking struck that match.
I fucked up. I fucked up. I should have thought before I acted. Sometimes I'm very impulsive.
We had a very, very long conversation about that in the truck one night, and I just said, before you do anything from here on out, I wish you would just sit on it.
Yeah.
Let it sit for a little bit. Reach out, talk to somebody before we do any of this.
That week, I did immediately contact a psychologist on some new medication, and I think my biggest takeaway I want is for people to understand that like I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you what happened. I miss my friend. I miss talking to my friend. I miss him on the show. I miss talking about movies. It just sucks.
Yeah, he messages me and I don't message him back.
For real?
Well, no, I mean, I'm sure you don't get the responses from me as you do from everybody else.
I do send you pages of dialogue because you don't respond, and I just get into my own head. This show was bred from this incident. And what does that mean? Okay, so we'll get past that. Anyways, like I said, miss you, Jordan. Miss I'll watch it later. I wish we could keep doing I'll watch it later. That is always on the table. I will go back to doing I'll watch it later in a heartbeat, even if like let's get rid of this, but this is what we have to do now because this is what we have. So I just I don't really have anything else to say about it. It was completely my fault. I'm not making excuses for myself. I apologize to the both of you. It's just as much yours as it was his, as it was mine. I should have thought about what I was doing. Like I said, I wanted to hurt somebody in the moment, and I did. I wound up hurting myself, and pretty gravely. And it's not okay. What I did was not okay. I miss it. I've been battling it with it for a while, and it's just never going to be something that sits right with me. I've reached out to other people during this time, and there's some people that still won't talk to me. So I reached out to Dead Brian. He won't talk to me. And, it just really made me realize that my behavior sometimes as a 41-year-old man is that of a 3-year-old. And it's not like regardless of the reasoning behind it, the PTSD or my childhood or whatever, it's just not all right, and I shouldn't be taking it out on other people. I've talked to Jordan about everything, man, like marriage stuff and all that stuff, and all I should have done was just reach out privately and talk to him about what was bothering me. But instead, I decided I just wanted to hurt y'all, and I made the wrong decision. So that is the last time.
Like I should be like this. Tell me more.
No, there's nothing more to tell.
Tell me more. How do you feel? Let's get into how you feel.
I told you I feel really sad.
Okay.
I'm depressed. Like we have when we were young in 3 weeks.
Oh, I know. Which that ticket's still available.
Yeah, the ticket's still available.
Jordan, I have your headphones. We'll be in contact soon.
I miss Green Day. I didn't want to go without him.
Apparently
he still went. Yeah.
Thankfully, I missed that because I said yes, and that was the night of the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
So it worked out for me.
Worked out for you, yes. And there's I still got Falling in Reverse coming up. And
until he cancels it again.
And and so on and so forth. I just I'm just hanging out with my friend. I mean, luckily Aaron still talks to me. We're gonna try and get him on the show, but we're not going to talk about Jordan when he comes on, so don't worry about that. But like I said, this is the only episode I'm going to address it. I might make jokes here and there, like, "Hey, come on and talk to us." But yeah, miss you, dude. If you hear this, if you don't hear this, whatever, it's out there for you to listen to and to take whatever you want from it. Like I said, you have terrible friends. I know you've read all my emails. I know apparently you were going to reach out to me. I don't know. Anyways, I don't care. I don't care whose friendships I ruin anymore because I ruined the best one I ever had. So anyways, what is the social reel? What is it? Well, as the first episode, we have to explain it to you before we actually get into the content. We are going to talk about a little bit about movies at the end of the social reel. Is a show where I am going to have my friends and regular people come on and talk about movies. And what does that mean? So we are going to have a third mic every week. It probably won't be every week. Like, Scott and I will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but a lot of my friends have told me that they would like to be a part of the show. So what I'm pretty much going to do is I have people from the Army. I have friends from work. I have friends I used to do shows with. And I have people who I look up to in the podcast industry, the film industry, stuff like that, who were willing to come on. So we're going to have them. We're going to bring them on.
We're just going to talk.
Yeah, we're just
talk about movies, talk about life, talk about same thing, kind of like what evolved from I'll Watch It Later is
pretty much.
It just kind of evolved from just talking about stuff that is interesting.
Yeah.
We'll get into it and we'll talk about it and what flows, and, we'll talk movies because that's ultimately what
we like to talk about. So some weeks it's not going to work. Some weeks it's going to work great. The shows should only be about 30 minutes long. However, if we get in the groove and we're talking to somebody, they could go as long as they would need be. We're not going to pigeonhole ourselves or anything like that. I just don't. An hour-long podcast where me and Scott are talking to each other just sounds terrible.
Yeah, so nobody wants to fucking hear me for an hour. Jesus Christ.
We're just gonna do. Ultimately a 30-minute show.
And people that we talked about on the last show, we're gonna have on. The people that we've in passing mentioned. Through stories, hey, we're gonna have them on. We're gonna talk about some interesting stuff, and hopefully it works out. Hopefully you guys like it, and
if you
and subscribe,
go to so on YouTube. If you can't find us, if you're watching this on my Facebook or Twitch, go ahead and go to YouTube and like the Social Reel 24. I guess Social Reel was already taken. I don't know. It just wouldn't give me that username. We have our own Instagram under the Social Reel. We actually have a real email this time. It's the socialreel@gmail.com and Instagram. I said Instagram. Follow me on Twitch at the Social Reel. So that's getting that out of the way. That is what the show is going to be about.
The meat and potatoes.
That is the meat and potatoes. With that said, I'm going to talk about a couple movies that I've watched over the last few weeks. And since Jordan decided that we were no longer friends. I had to go see movies by myself. So Scott did not pull this up. But
I did see. I saw one.
What did you see?
We saw the one together that we'll get into.
I'm trying to think what we saw together. I don't even know.
The packed theater at 10:00 at night. I mean, unless you want to get into that one, I can pull that up.
Let's just talk about it right now. Oh, Am I Racist? I forgot. We did go see Am I Racist? Yeah, we saw the Am I Racist documentary featuring Matt Walsh. Here's what I have to say about this. Listen to me right now, people of Earth. If you are into like Borat and Michael Moore and stuff, and you go but you have some
weird disdain taste for
because he's a right-wing guy, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because this is in the same vein as that. It's just to not glorify, but like it's just to show like there are grifters out there. There's 100% people who believe this crap, like in my opinion. But
let's put it this way. Let's summarize this: is that there are people who benefit off of keeping racial tensions alive.
Correct.
And they benefit greatly, because what this movie does is this movie exposes those people, because as he's talking to them, they will not talk to him without him paying to sit down.
Yeah.
One woman charged him $50,000.
Was that
to sit down? The one from Disneyland.
Oh, that's right.
Was it Disneyland or Universal or whatever like one of those places was?
I heard him on Joe Rogan talking about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's why we had to get her, because her fee was astronomical or something."
Right. So there's people out there that are surely benefiting from this, and of course, why would it ever go away? As long as you're getting paid.
Yeah,
you're getting paid to tell a bunch of white people how terrible they are. I mean, it's the perfect combination if you're trying to expose the capitalist mindset of America. But if you can look at this movie and go in like open-eyed, it's quite funny. One,
it is hilarious.
It's hilarious, and it really does show, because if you saw the What Is a Woman documentary, he kind of took that whole thing and like pushed against it. This one, he went in and accepted it. And he was like, I'm going to go on my journey to find out if I'm actually racist.
Yes.
And that's how he approaches it. And it's quite funny. I mean, it's actually quite funny. And all the people that are deleting their Twitters and all that stuff, it's because they got exposed.
Yeah.
They got exposed for the true person that they are.
Correct.
And they're embarrassed for it.
100%. And it's just ridiculous. So I definitely recommend it, especially, like I said, if you're in the mockumentary type of stuff and just seeing the nonsense. It's I mean, you don't have to be right wing in order to enjoy this. It's
no.
You should watch this and feel embarrassed that there are people
you might
out.
like it a lot better, but you don't have to be.
Right. There were black people in our theater.
Oh, that loved it.
Yeah.
That absolutely loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I highly recommend I Am Racist. We don't have a picture for this, but I actually did get to see Beetlejuice. I went and saw it the next night, trying to, wash away my pain. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. That's our third mic. I Am Racist. So I did go see that. I personally enjoyed it a lot. Tim Burton being Tim Burton, very Tim Burton, like over the top Tim Burton. I guess he's getting canceled or something now.
Who knows?
For like not putting enough black people in the movie or something like that. I don't know, man. Like I'm so annoyed with all that shit. But if you like the first one, in my opinion, it's just the same. Beetlejuice is in it just as much as he is in the first one. Or Jenna Ortega is a perfect casting choice. Like it's almost on the nose. You know what I mean? There are a couple of B stories in it that really go nowhere. That go absolutely nowhere. So I thought that was a little weird for him to do. It was almost like he was trying to pad it, but whatever. I don't know. I recommend it. Maybe wait for on demand if you're on the fence about it. But personally, I enjoyed it. I know Joe Rogan enjoyed it, and I'm not going to talk about Joe Rogan every podcast.
I guess coming from like, if you like the original,
then you're going to
like this one.
Yeah, very much.
And I think I made a statement to you a couple weeks ago that I am not super fond of the original.
Wow. Scott Leamy on Facebook said all your hate there.
I just there's some fine moments in it. It becomes, for me anyways, and I haven't watched this movie in a long time. I know this is kind of a staple movie for people to watch at Halloween, around the holidays, things like that. It's been so long since I put this movie in because I was essentially almost turned off just because he's got the shtick of being kind of the asshole, and that's what he does the whole movie, in that first movie. And it just kind of, I was like, okay, I'm kind of over it now. So I don't know. Maybe I go back and rewatch it.
Yeah,
maybe
rewatch it.
Maybe
Dude,
maybe it comes back.
It's so fun.
And I see it from a different angle. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's fun, dude. That's all I can tell you. I did get a chance to finally check out the 4:30 movie, Kevin Smith's new movie that was filmed at the theater that I went when I went to New Jersey and got stuck there. That's the theater I actually was at. I will say this: if this movie got a wider release during a different, like in the 90s, this would have brought his career back tenfold. This movie has so much heart and so much it has so much heart, and it's so dude, it is.
I'm waiting to see this, and I know it's going to pop up on streaming someplace.
I hope so.
Or on one of those websites.
I heard it's already you can already pre-order it for $20 on Vudu or whatever, like the stream services. But there's just so much heart, and these are based on real people I've met. Like the main kid is based on Kevin Smith. The buff-looking kid is based on his friend Ernie O'Donnell, who plays Rick Darius in the movies, in his original movies. But anyways, it's just this is a hangout 90s what is it? What's the movie I like?
Coming of Age.
Dazed and Confused, Coming of Age. This movie, dude, I swear to God, if this would have been released in 1999, it'd be the biggest movie ever. It was so fucking good. And that's all I could think about. It was dude, if you wouldn't have released it right now in 2024, you would be this would have brought you back to the mainstream.
Well, the one thing I like about Kevin Smith is that he not only does he make movies for himself, and sometimes those miss quite literally
the only
miss.
movie I actually hated was Yoga Hosers. I can acknowledge that Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is not a good movie, but I personally liked it. Yeah, only
Tusk.
I like Tusk.
Really?
I think I'm in the minority, but I love that
that's
movie.
when you have the ability to make the movies, and you're like, I'm going to make the movies I want. What he does, though, is he does have an ability to tap into his audience.
Yeah.
And really kind of hit the nail on the head when it comes to these characters and getting you to like the characters.
Just hit the table.
Yeah. Earthquake.
Yeah, for real.
But that's I think he has a good ability, and that's why he makes a lot of money off going around tour and talking, because people love to sit and listen to him, and the guy's got great stories, and he really can kind of tug at your emotions, for the most part.
I completely agree. Well, it's just crazy to me. I have people literally text message me, "Is your stream working today?" I guess they want to watch it at my old job. Anyways, yeah, I completely agree. They I got sidetracked. See, this is why we need Jordan, bro. He wouldn't let me get sidetracked. No, I completely agree with everything you said. It definitely tugs at the heartstrings. I definitely welled up a little bit towards the end. There's a whole scene where he fights with his best friend, and I was like, "Oh, that's us." I even emailed that to Jordan, but I was just like,
Jordan, you're just going to continue getting emails every time Aaron gets emotional during a movie.
I promised him I wouldn't email him anymore. But yeah, dude, I cannot wait for you to watch this. I cannot wait for more people to see it. I just think it's going to be well talked about and well liked and everything. So definitely check out the 4:30 movie. I did see a movie that I had not ever seen, in the vein of I'll watch it later. I decided that my wife went out of town, and I was going to watch this while my kid was at school. So I watched American Psycho for the first time ever in my entire life, and holy shit!
Even when I saw that text message, I was like, Really, bro?
It was excellent.
Yeah, it's
so
nuts.
good, and
it's freaking nuts.
And at the end of the movie, I had to like do a ton of research, which is crazy because I thought I knew everything about American Psycho. That's why it took me so long to watch it. It's one of those things where people talk about it over and over and over and again, and you're just like, okay, well, I felt like I've already seen it. But now that I've actually watched it, I'm like, whoa, it's mind blowing. Like at the end,
why does Rook and Fontaine keep putting out these T-shirts? I don't get it.
Yeah, that and the fucking dude, it's crazy. I can't, like, I had to do research on whether it was really in his head or, dude. If you haven't seen American Psycho, I think I was the only human left on Earth who hadn't. But
I mean, there's so many memes out there from it.
I know,
where he's like, "Ooh,
yeah," and now I understand them all. Dude, I loved it so much. So yeah, American Psycho was awesome. I got to chance to see my favorite film of the year. I went and saw this last Saturday, The Substance. Fucking incredible body horror film. If you are into like The Society or any type of Cronenberg body horror, this is the movie for you. Plus, you get to see Margot Qualley's titties everywhere, and Demi Moore's titties and vagina everywhere. Lots of vagina and titties.
So I've seen some different posters on this, and one poster I've seen, it does have like where like somebody, I'm assuming Demi Moore, is laying down with like her back cut open or something.
Yeah.
So
you want to know what that's about?
Because I haven't seen anything about this movie at all, other than when you had posted it. I had no clue that this movie was even out.
Right. So what this is it's The Substance is you inject it into yourself. So I don't want to spoil anything. I want
the vial.
I want everyone to see this, but I will.
Don't spoil it.
I will give you the premise.
Yeah.
The premise is that Demi Moore is an aging like
it's a documentary,
like a workout chick, like on TV, like that.
Like Denise Austin.
Sure. Or she's like
the blonde-haired chick from the 80s where everybody had Denise Austin VHS tapes.
Yeah, like that, where like they're going to work out on TV.
People my age will understand that reference.
I guess. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But so she's like a Denise Austin or whatever. And Dennis Quaid's like her boss. And she's about to hit 50. And they're like,
gotta go.
It's time to get some new blood in here. And she overhears him in the bathroom. And anyways, she finds this stuff called The Substance. It's given to her at like a hospital or something. I can't remember why she goes to the hospital. It doesn't matter. Watch the movie. It's given to her like a phone number. It's like, hey, call this for The Substance. So she calls, she finds out what it is. And what it is it creates a different version of you that's younger, faster, stronger, and more beautiful. So it comes out of your back.
So steroids.
No, it comes and like it's so you have to, man, without really going into like the real weeds of this. So the other person comes out of your back. You have to switch every 7 days, and they have
to Voldemort.
Dude, it's crazy.
She has to hide it under her wig.
No, it's not. Kind of. It's she has this stuff that sustains her for 7 days, and then they have to switch, and she gets like these resupply stuff. Anyways, it winds up going off the fucking rails. The third act is one of the best third acts of all time. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It is literally one of my favorites of the year. It's so fucking good. If I had to complain about it, if I had to be like that, I would say it's a little long. It's a little too long. There's some stuff that happens in it.
That might be losing me.
You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
See, this is the first time I've heard body horror.
Dude, it's body horror.
So to me, it's like like my question was, like, is this a horror movie?
Yes.
Like, would you consider it a horror movie?
Yes, it is.
Like, did it scare you?
No.
Well, then it's not a horror movie.
But it is.
It's thriller?
Thriller, sure. But
maybe.
Once you see the third act, you'll understand why it's a horror movie.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got to see it.
I'll try.
Bro, it's so good.
All I can say is I have been completely disappointed. For those of you who have listened to these shows a million times, know that I get completely disappointed by new age horror because it just never delivers.
It's
maybe because I've seen it all.
It's not,
I don't know.
See, it literally says right here, shocking body horror masterpiece.
Right, but that's the first time I've because I don't get into like the subgenres of things.
You have
this
to
is the
watch
first time I've seen body horror. Like, what movies are in body horror?
The Thing.
What? The Thing is just a horror movie.
No,
I've never seen it listed as a body horror.
Look up. I'll read you right now. Hold on.
Okay. Vamp.
No, you vamp. Body horror movies. The Autopsy of Jane Doe, The Fly, Jennifer's Body, The Thing,
Fly, maybe.
The Thing, Tusk, Hellraiser.
This is something that is new then, because I've never heard body horror.
Body horror is not new.
I've just heard
Species,
thriller horror. It's body horror to me. I don't know. To me, anyways, this has never really come up like body horror. I've heard like body. What is it like body mutilation type things? But like I've never heard the term body horror.
Well,
maybe just me.
Let's say it.
I'm on a movie podcast.
Let's say it 4 more times. Body horror. All right. So, anyways, The Substance. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I am going to see Megalopolis tonight. So next week we'll talk about that. We're going to have a guest next week too. So maybe they'll seen it. I don't know. What else? What else you got in the hopper there? I don't know what else I've seen. Oh, I did watch this. So this is a movie I wanted to pick for I'll watch it later forever. It's on Max.
So this is an older movie then?
Yes.
Okay, so I knew nothing about this.
Dude.
I just saw Nicolas Cage up here looking like Goose from Top Gun.
Fucking watch this movie. It is so fucking good. It's about Elijah Wood, Nicolas Cage. They play these upper guys in the police. They're police, and they're
like
doing
with Sting or like actual police.
No, like they're actually police.
Oh, okay.
And they
dad joke.
Yeah, it was really bad. That's why I was just moving on. They're trying to steal this stuff, and like Elijah Wood's having this existential crisis. Nicolas Cage is kind of like the smart guy, but you never really know like what he's thinking mentally. Dude, one of the best Nick Cage movies I've never heard of or seen, and Elijah Wood is incredible in it.
Better for Face Off.
I love Face Off, bro.
Yeah.
Though, you know what I have? Do you know what problem I have with Face Off though?
Nothing.
No,
it's
one.
Perfect.
There's one.
It's absolutely.
There's
perfect.
one
10 out of 10.
There's one scene in Face Off that just drives me fucking bananas. It's when the brother is skeptical of Nicolas Cage being in prison with him. He's like, and what were those pills? And it's like, why would you think that that's not your brother? Like, you don't know that technology exists to switch the faces. Like he does look like it. He looks exactly like him, and he sounds like him. He's like, I hand-fed you those pills. Castor Troy. That's what his name. His name was Castor Troy, and his brother's name was.
It's been a while since I've seen Face Off.
Castor Troy, and his brother's name was like Cyrus or something. I can't remember. But
Billy Ray.
But it was fucking annoying. That like I watched that movie so many times, and he's like, I'm skeptical of my brother, and he's like, why would you be skeptical? The cops have been looking for him. Clearly, they caught him, and then they sent him to this prison. And he's like, I'm skeptical. Like if you walked in and was like, I wouldn't stop you at the fridge and be like, so what's Kim's middle name? You know, like what? Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. So I don't know. That just annoyed me. But I love the movie
that part comes after the burning down of podcasts, where you become like super skeptical and like
you get it all in now because we're never talking about it again. Yeah, Jordan comes back and he's like, I stop him at the door. I'm like,
hold on. What's your social security number, bro?
What's your brother's name? Okay, how many peanut butter jelly sandwiches did
he eat? Song did we all sing together at Creed?
That's right. Yeah. Show me the video on your phone. Did you do them all? So yeah, I guess. Well, if you made it this far, good for you. But congratulations.
3 people have.
But here's the thing. So you're like, okay, well, you're doing the social reel. What happened to At the Concession Stand? At the Concession Stand is going to be a YouTube only show. That is going to realign with things that I had done in the past called Fat Guy Eats. So it will be called Fat Guy Eats. It's going to be kind of the same as this, but it's
with some new branding.
Ooh,
maybe a new logo. Yeah. You haven't seen this stuff yet.
No, I have not. And we're going to immediately do it after this, right?
Yeah, so if you're watching live, we're kind of giving you a 2 for today because we're throwing it out there because you got some stuff you want to talk about. So typically we would do this every 4 episodes or so.
Yes.
Is what we typically would do like once a month. But since old Aaron here, he's like itching his pants to get some of these snack reviews done. We're gonna do another show after we go off the air for this one. We'll probably be back once. We'll be back to do the snack show, which we typically won't do, but we'll have 2 episodes up. So once we get off this one, kind of hang out for a little bit. Once we get ready, we'll be back live to do the snack show.
Correct. So if and I think we're about at 37 minutes in. Mostly I wanted to let you all know with what's going on with I'll Watch It Later. And I wanted you to know what was going on with the snack show. I did want to talk about those movies, just to get them out of the way. I will, like I said, I'll go see Megalopolis. We'll figure something else out. But biggest takeaways is the snack show is now going to be on a completely different feed. It's going to be its own thing.
But it'll be here.
It will be here.
The same thing. It'll stream from our YouTube, kind of like I'll watch it later in the concession stand.
Yeah,
they kind of came out of the same format, but it's a different show title.
Correct.
But you can see it at the Social Reel, at YouTube, at Twitch, and on Facebook,
and on my personal Facebook, which is locked down.
We'll get other things. Kind of.
But
I think.
But biggest ones is Twitch and YouTube, because that everyone has access to that. At least I think. I don't know unless I have privacy settings on that I don't even know about. So I'll figure all that out. But anyways, please go follow along at the Social Reel on Instagram, and if you can, actually I know for a fact you can look up the Social Reel 24 on YouTube and like and subscribe there, and then go to the Twitch, the Social Reel, and like us there. And nice. And, so if you do have any more questions about I'll Watch It Later or anything like that, please just send them to my to me personally or to Scott. There's really nothing more to discuss about that. I'll Watch It Later can come back at any time. Like, we can bring it back next week. We can all watch City by the Sea in a week and watch it, and come back. That's just up to Jordan. I will not do I'll Watch It Later without Jordan. He can do whatever he wants. Like I said, he's not my enemy. I wish him the best. Go listen to It's Eric Nagel.
We're keeping that in the back pocket.
Yeah,
it's in the back pocket right now. So it's I don't think we are totally
right
100% over the cliff on that one yet.
Yeah, so we don't know. I don't know.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But this is something I want to do anyways because it will let me talk to my friends, and so we're going to have a guest on next week. There's people I know who are literally in the 4:30 movie who are going to be coming on the show. So like I said, and like Scott keeps saying, Jordan's not my enemy. We wish him the best of luck. Go watch It's Eric Nagel. Go like and subscribe to those guys. Wish nothing but the best for our friends. Mistakes happen. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get over, but it just is what it is at this point. There's nothing more I can do. I've done my part. I've reached out. So cool. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us for the first episode of the Social Reel. We will be back next week with a guest, and we will get this popping, and we'll be back in a little bit with the first ever Fat Guy Eats. So, well, not the first ever, but the we're bringing it back from fucking years ago,
like a phoenix,
from
a pile of SpaghettiOs or something.
Ooh, SpaghettiOs? It sounds delicious. I want some SpaghettiOs now. All right. So, anyways, I guess I'm Aaron.
I'm Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.